What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, All Things Quita. If you are new here, hi, I'm Quita. Nice to meet you. I hope that you are doing well. I am a 100% remote medical coder. I also do lifestyle content, and I love to vlog. So if you are into that type of content, let's be friends. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl channel. In this video, I will be telling you how I found my first medical coding position, which happens to be a fully 100% remote medical coding position. Now, this video was requested by Lana Voos. I may have mispronounced your name. Please forgive me. Hey girl, I hope this video helps you out as well as anyone else who is watching this video who is seeking this good old information. If you haven't watched this video right here, I highly suggest that you do after you watch this video. It's the second video posted on my channel. I went through the entire story of how I found my first medical coding position, why I chose medical coding, the whole spiel, what I was doing before medical coding, all of that. This video that you're watching right now is just a bit more polished and organized. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I did is that I got my resume professionally written before I applied for any medical coding positions. I'm gonna be honest, I did not want to pay for my resume to get professionally done. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to save my coins. I had someone in my ear, an actual person in my ear, convince me to just go ahead and spend the money to get my resume professionally written. It was the best decision I could have made for myself. I don't regret it one bit. Now, everyone may not be in the position to purchase a service to write your resume professionally. If you're in that situation, then you need to just go ahead and head on over to Google University and look up some examples of medical coding resumes to help you, to give you a guide, to guide you in the right direction on how you would construct your resume. I didn't say copy. But look at a few to just kind of get an idea, to point you in the right direction so you can kind of know how to construct your resume. Now, the second thing that I did is that I did not discriminate with any medical coding position that I applied for, which means I applied for the position whether it was remote or not remote. And the reason I applied for remote positions and non-remote medical coding positions because I was an apprentice at the time and I had no medical coding experience whatsoever. So I didn't single out remote positions because I wanted to get my foot in the door into the industry quickly. So if the medical coding position was 100% in the office, and if I would have been offered the position, I was going to take it. Now, I'm about to say something so very important. I need your full attention. Listen to me. Are you ready? Listen. Some positions that you come across are not going to indicate that it's in the office or not. It may or may not be a remote position. Think about that. I know this because my current position that I'm in right now did not state that the position was in the office. It did not state that the position was remote. I did not find out that the position was a 100% remote position until the recruiter called me and told me. I was so shocked, excited, and happy that it was a remote position. If I would have had the mindset to only apply for remote positions, I would not have this position that I have today because it didn't state if it was remote or not. So I would have completely missed this opportunity. So if you apply for positions with the mindset of only applying for remote positions that are listed as such, there is a possibility that you will miss out on some opportunities. So keep that in mind. Now, some positions you will come across and it will state that is not a remote position. So you're going to know right off the bat that that's not a remote position. So I'm not talking about those. If it says not a remote position, believe it. Now, my day ones, y'all remember when in the second video that's posted on my channel, this video right here, when I almost landed a CDI position, a clinical documentation improvement specialist position. That position was 3 days remote and then 2 days in the office every week. That position did not state those details on the job posting. Did not state that it was remote. It did not state that it's in the office. It did not say it was a combination of a few days at home, a few days at the office. It didn't state any of those details. So all of those things you have to take into consideration. The third thing that I did was join medical coding groups on Facebook. I cannot say this enough. And my day ones, y'all know I've stated this many times on this channel. You need to join those medical coding Facebook groups. It would benefit you so much. Great information is released in those groups. Great information is sitting in those groups right now, because when you're in the group, you can search within the group if there's anything that you're wondering. Like, say you're wondering about somebody may ask the question, how much were you making when you first landed your first medical coding job? You can just type in those keywords somehow, and then you'll see posts that'll come up related to what you typed in, and you can go back and read old posts in the group of when someone asked that question. And those type of posts usually have a lot of comments on it. And some people will even share where they work at, how much they were making, how much they make now. It's so much information in those groups that you need to tap into. People share who's hiring, who hires CPC-As. You can find out who have remote positions open, tips on landing your first medical coding position. So many nuggets, so much information. Like, I'll give you a nugget that I heard early on when I was looking for a medical coding position. I heard that freeziness is a great place for CPC-As to start. Now, that's what I heard. That's what I heard like 3 years ago. I'm just sharing information with you. I looked them up and I see that they do have some remote positions open. They're asking for 1 to 2 years of related experience. And they had regular remote coding positions and also some HCC remote coding positions open. If you have no medical coding experience, and if you are called by anyone for an interview for a medical coding position, they know you do not have any medical coding experience. And if they already know you have no medical coding experience and they call you for an interview, that means that you are worthy. You are worthy of having that role. They already know you don't have experience by looking at your resume. Your potential is already known. They already see your potential. Do not count yourself out, and do not opt out to not do the interview because you are fearful of being let down. Which leads me to my fourth point. You must have confidence and be prepared when you go off into these interviews. How can the hiring manager have confidence in you that you can do the job if you don't have confidence in yourself? Some may not call you back, and that's okay. Some may be intimidating, and that's okay. Some may feel you don't have enough experience, and that's okay too. I've been told that in an interview before. I've been through it all. It's okay. It was a 2-part interview. The hiring manager loves me, but the hiring manager's boss, she wasn't having it. Her mind was made up before I even walked through the door to sit down and interview with her. She felt like I did not have enough experience, and that's that. That was the CDI position. But it's okay. It was not the end of the world for me. And it will not be the end for you in your search. Every hiring manager do not carry the same energy, and some love to get a medical coder who does not have any bad habits that they don't have to undo. Remember that. Some of them love CPC-As, some of them love coders who do not have any experience. Every hiring manager does not carry the same energy. Think about that. They're not all the same. What is meant for you is for you. No matter how much experience you have, whether you have experience or not. What is for you, and can't nobody take it from you. What I did to prepare for interviews is I watched mock interviews on the YouTube platform. I also wrote down mock interview questions. I wrote down my response to those questions, and I would even practice how I would answer questions if I was asked to help me prepare for an interview. When you go on these interviews, try to remember what questions they asked you. So when you go off into your next interview, you will be better prepared and kind of know what they may ask you and how you will respond to those questions. That way you will be able to speak with more confidence. And as you go on these interviews, your confidence should be building up. That's what happened for me. You should be more confident in each interview that you do. When I got the call about the 100% remote position, listen, I told myself, Quita, you done been nervous in all these other interviews. You don't have time to be nervous because this is the job that you want. Because I just got hired as a billing specialist and I did not want to be a billing specialist. I wanted to be a medical coder. And I knew if I didn't rock that interview, I was going to be a billing specialist, and that's not what I wanted to do with my career. So when I went into that interview, nerves who? Nerves what? I had no nerves. I was present in the moment, and I showed my passion, the passion that I had for the industry, and I was just ready to get started. I went in there with confidence, and if I had not done those mock interview questions, if I had not watched those mock interviews, if I had not wrote out my answers and practiced my responses, y'all, I wouldn't have gotten the job. You have to practice. You have to put down the distractions and just prepare just for right now so you can get your foot in the door. Also, in your interview, it's also good to have some interview questions for that hiring manager as well. An interview goes both ways. When I go off into an interview, I ask at least maybe 2 to 4 questions. And because think about it, you may not want to work for them. They may call you and offer you the position and you may say, thanks, but no thanks. You know what I'm saying? They may not be someone that you want to work for. Remember that. So it's a good idea to go off into your interview, have your little notepad and a pen, and some things that hiring manager may say, you may want to write down to keep for a few notes. You may have a few notes there because you may want to ask a few questions. And one question, before I get off the subject, one question that I ask every hiring manager when I'm in an interview, I always ask how many positions are open for this role. I mean, some positions you would, when you're applying for them, it might say how many positions they have open, but that's not always the case. But I ask just to know how many are open for this role. And it's a very good question. It's a very good question to ask because when I applied for my position, when I asked that question, there were it was over 20 positions open for that role. So I knew that my chances were higher of me landing the position with no experience. My 5th and last point is to network with aspiring medical coders and also current medical coding professionals. Now, I'm not sure if the AAPC chapter meetings are still all Zoom meetings. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if it's a mixture of some are Zoom, some are not. I'm not so sure. Before I attended an AAPC chapter meeting, I always thought that my introvert self just did not have what it takes to network with others. What's crazy is that there was not one chapter meeting that I did not network with anyone. I was always talking to somebody in those meetings. And most of the time, I was the one breaking the ice, introducing myself, asking someone, hi, how are you? Just starting up a conversation. When you're in those meetings, you may be sitting there, you don't know anyone, and somebody may look over you and they may smile hi, you know what I'm saying? And they may look over again hi, and smile again. Just break the ice and just introduce yourself. They would tell you where's a good place to work. They would tell you where's a good place to start your career off at. They would tell you who has remote positions, who don't have remote positions. They'll tell you if their job is hiring. Those meetings are gold. So I think I may be a mixture of introvert and extrovert. I don't know, maybe 60-40, 70-30. I don't know, something like that. But when I was attending those meetings, of course, that was before this world issue. So all the meetings were in person. You know, I even PM'd people on LinkedIn. You can do that too. So if you are looking for remote medical coding positions, one thing that I will say is when I was looking for a job, you will tend to see a lot of HCC positions be remote. So if you are looking for a remote position, maybe look for some HCC remote positions and you should find plenty. The last thing that I would like to leave with you is to not give up. Don't you dare give up. I know it may seem hard. It may seem like you may feel like you're not getting any callbacks. You may feel like you're going off in these interviews and it's like you're feeling like, man, what is it? Why am I not getting the job? Don't give up. Don't you dare give up. If it's something that you want so badly and you are so passionate about it, there's just no way you should be giving up in the first place. Yeah, it may come as a thought into your head like, why am I doing this? Who do I think I am? I'm not cut out for this. I have no experience. Somebody's going to come in with 2 years experience and get the job. I'm not going to get it. Let those thoughts be just that, thoughts. Don't let it go any further than that. You need to shut that thought down and know that you are worthy. No, I will find a medical coding position. I will find one. I am worthy. Somebody's going to see my potential. I'm going to get the job. You got to encourage yourself and build yourself up every time those negative thoughts come to your mind. Because baby, my thoughts was going crazy. Like, girl, you ain't gonna find a medical coding position. You ain't gonna ever find a job. You have no experience. Man, I'm looking this up and people telling me they just gave up. They couldn't find a job. Some people, you're gonna see it because I saw it. I see people, they'll be like, you know what, you shouldn't apply for a medical coding job. Just do something else to get your foot in the door because you're not gonna find a medical coding position with no experience. That's why I applied for the billing specialist position. I started to believe everything I was hearing about that. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and apply for the billing specialist position because I started to believe that me with no experience will find a medical coding job with no experience. And look what happened for me. It may not be right away because I remember when I applied for the position that I work for now, I think it had been a month. It was a month or two before I even heard anything back. So keep that in mind too. You got to keep all that in mind. Like, do not let the thoughts of others, the words of others, convince you that you cannot find a medical coding position as a CPC-A. You can and you will. Do what you have to do to execute your goals and just spend less time doing things that are distracting. And look, I'm guilty of that too. I'm telling myself that too. I'm guilty. I really hope this video helped y'all. I really mean that. I really hope that this video helped y'all. And if this video helped you, please tell me in the comment section because I don't know if it helped you if you don't tell me. So just tell me, let me know if it helped you. If you have any additional tips that was not covered in this video, please leave it in the comment section below to help aspiring future medical coders and as well as current medical coders find remote positions. If you know who has remote positions open right now, please leave it in the comment section below to help aspiring future medical coders and current medical coders as well find those positions. If you know who hires CPC-As, leave all those nuggets in the comment section below. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video and I will see you all in the next one. Bye y'all.